think we are now live on Facebook. So if you are seeing this message, please say hello, say a comment in the Facebook, let us know where you're listening from, and a big welcome. So tonight with me on this, which is episode 9 of Innerstrength, Innercise Live, I've got the gorgeous Mariana Adelaine joining me again this week. And thank you for being here, Mariana.
Thank you.
Different group, but it's always a pleasure to talk to you. So tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about what the real secret is behind high performance. And just before we get into that, I just want to welcome Mariana, tell you a little bit about her. So Mariana is the founder of Empowering Strategies. She's been in the health professional for over 20 years. I think that's sort of length of time now. Yeah. And she's also an author of Your Time Is Now. I can see her book in the background there. And she specializes in identifying patterns of behavior, patterns of human behavior that hold most of us back, hold most people back, and using different proven methodologies to support personal and professional development and growth, which I think I'm all in favor of. It's a wonderful thing that you're doing. Her purpose is to inspire and empower others just like you to basically live their best life and to live their ultimate potential and to strive to get those that high performance that I think deep down we're all looking for. So what I'd like to start off by asking you, Mariana, is just what motivates you? What motivates you to be successful or to perform well?
Wow, I would lots of different things. What motivates me, it's like the inner knowing, the growth, the wisdom to know more. I'm motivated internally. It drives me to this insatiable curiosity of learning, I would say. Yes.
I love that, and I think
really drives me not to know more, to discover more. And it's mainly about human behavior and potential, and why we do the things we do, and why some people are really successful and some are not, and what is actually holding us back, and what's the secret to high performance, and how can we get there at the end of the day. So it's been driving me for a while now.
Beautiful. So how long is a while? A few years?
I would say over 6 years. Been in it about really deep diving in around 6 years. So I've been doing it before that, but not like studying every day. But for the last 6 years, I've been studying something every single day.
Beautiful. That's fantastic. So the topic we have then is the real secret behind high performance. So is it that simple? Shall I ask you that question? What is the real secret?
Well, I would say it depends. There is secrets, obviously. I would say it's not. It is simple and it's not. It depends how we look at the situation and what we want to do, what we want to transform, what we want to achieve, what habits we want to let go of, what habits do we need to put in place to be able to perform at the level that we truly deep down earn to really do it at the end of the day. So I think it depends on the individual and what do you want to achieve at the end of the day. What results do you want? And how badly do you want what you want? How badly do you want to go after it? Because that's what it counts. Because if we have clear path, if we have a vision, if we know the reason why we want to do something, why we want to change, what's the reason behind it? Because we gotta have a reason to have a motive, to be motivated, to be driven forward. So if we have a reason, that most likely we will do whatever it takes. But if there is no reason, then some people give up, and they will find it, especially when in challenging circumstances, they will find it like challenging, when most likely they will give up. So you need a reason. You gotta have a vision and a reason. What's the reason why you want to do the things that you want to do?
So how do you find that reason?
It all depends what I'm discovering more and more. It's like when we have a void, like something is missing, or then that drives us. Like if someone, let's just say someone would have been told that they will not be able to write or read or do well in school, that could be one of the reasons that someone will be driven to succeed and to learn and to want to know more and to be successful. And it's like that will drive you.
Is that something similar to, when someone says you can't do that?
Oh,
yes. You get that inner sort of like rebel, if you like.
Yeah, you could.
I'm going to show you. I'll do it.
Yeah, you can do it, because you'll. Some people are driven like that. Like I want. They've got this idea like I want to prove you wrong in a way. So at the end of the day, everyone is doing it for different reasons. So yeah, totally, yeah. And I think there is a little rebel in every single one of us. It just depends how much do we tap in that inner rebel. Do we let that inner rebel come out where it needs to be or not? So it depends, because the inner rebel can play havoc as well, and we can end up with bad habits that may not necessarily help us long term or get us to where we truly want at the end of the day.
So is that what it's about then? Is it the habits and the things that we do that help us get the high performance?
I would say totally. From personal experience, I think what we choose to do on a daily basis, how we put ourselves in a state that is going to move us forward and get the results that we want. And I would say what we do the first 90 minutes of the day will determine what we do for the rest of the day and how we're going to feel for the rest of the day. Also, I think what we do before we go to bed, maybe another 90 minutes before you go to bed, or at least an hour, to really prepare yourself for the following day. Because I think the way I see things now, I didn't know this before, obviously. You prepare yourself, we prepare ourselves, and we can do this daily, the night before. What do you want to achieve the following day? Like to write 3 things down, and what do you want to do the following day? So and you will prepare ourselves in our subconscious mind to really work through the night, start working for us throughout the night. And then when we wake up, we don't have to in a way deplete any extra energy or to put any effort, because we already know what we are aiming for and what are the 3 most important things that are going to move us forwards to get the results that we want.
Because we know the brain loves things in 3s. That's the one thing that it likes to do. So, and I've often thought this myself, that actually, people say, how do you start your day? And I often say to them, I start my day by going to bed the night before. And they look at me to say, what? That's a bit strange. But I do agree with you. I think how we go to bed and the quality of the sleep that we get also contributes to our energy levels and things like that. I mean, sometimes there's things out of our control that happen. And that's just life. But if we can help ourselves along the way by being somewhat prepared, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, totally. Because at the end of the day, if it's one off, it's one thing. Or if we don't get enough sleep on a regular basis, that's going to impact on our performance, how we feel. Because some people think like I've got a foggy brain, and most likely they will not have the quality of the sleep. But actually, to have good quality of the sleep, it also all depends what you do during the day as well. Like if you drink coffee after 3 o'clock or after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the quality of your sleep is not going to be as good. Or if you drink alcohol before you go to bed, to think that that's going to relax you, actually it's going to impact on the quality of your sleep. So there is a lot of science and a lot of things that we can do on a regular basis to improve all this, so we can have quality of sleep too. Because it is the quality of the sleep. It's not how much sleep you get, it's the quality of sleep.
Mm. So what I'm just curious, would you like to share with us what your evening routine is, perhaps?
The way I see it, the evening routine starts to even before you come home, like to really pause. Let's just say finish work, leave the things at work. At most people now, I guess with so many lockdowns and stuff, I think and working from home, potentially there is no distinction between work and home anymore. So we gotta create a space and the environment to distinguish between what's work and what's not work, to have that. So ideally is to pause and take a few deep breaths in and calm ourselves, our nervous system down before we come into the house, so we can be present instead of bringing the work home and being in this reactive mode, especially when things are not necessarily going the way we want, because some days they're not, and it's okay. But do we have the tools to do something about it? Do we have the tools? Do we have strategies to do something so we don't come reactive at home and then really spill all that on everyone at home? Because that's not ideal. So you gotta have to take in considerations others as well, because and some people are not, they giving their best at work, and they may not bring their best self at home, because they're coming home in a reactive mode with what's going on at work. So having that pause before you come inside the house and taking a few deep breaths in and out and calming our nervous system down is really, really important. So we come and be present to the children, to the husband, to the partner, to whatever, the family at the end of the day. So that's really, really important.
And then before you go to bed, is that, so obviously you come, I understand that you come home, you're in a calmish state, so you can enjoy the quality of the connection with the family. Yes. Or like you say, move from one workroom into the family environment if you're working from home. Try and make that demarcation. So then, fast forward a few hours, you've had dinner, some, social family time together. How do you then prepare yourself for the next day and for sleep?
Everyone will do things differently. Ideally is to let go of any screen devices an hour or an hour and a half before you go to bed, or like have glasses that you use in the evening, so you kind of filter the blue light, because the blue light from the computer, from the phone, will influence the secretion of
melatonin.
Melatonin, yes. And we're not going to get that quality sleep. We won't be able to fall asleep as easy. And then everyone will have their own routine. So ideally is to have a shower, to have a bath, to read a book, to do a meditation, to journal. It all depends. And when we journal, to really find 3 things that we are grateful for during the day, and why. What's the reason that we are grateful? So bringing a reason, why are we grateful for? And to see our progress. Did we do the 3 things that were most important for ourselves on the day? Did we do it? And even if we haven't done it, to acknowledge that and to have compassion for ourselves, because sometimes things happen. We may plan to do something, and it may not happen. And to be nice and to have kindness towards ourselves, because I think most people, I know myself, for a long time I was a little bit, I would say, harsh on myself. I was my worst critic. Well, especially when I was not doing something, I was my worst critic. So, and over time I learned to be kind, to have compassion for myself. It's like having compassion for a friend. You can do it for a friend. So it's important to bring that for ourselves as well, because at the end of the day, we need to give to ourselves first, so we can give to others after. And it's important to have compassion for ourselves. And then write 3 things that we've done, and what 3 things that we are grateful for, and find 3 things that we are going to do the following day. So you are ready to go to bed, and for your unconscious mind to really work on whatever you need to solve for the following day. And if we have any questions, actually we can ask the questions, and it can be 1 thing. Sometimes it doesn't have to be necessarily 3. What's the 1 thing that's going to drive us really forward to get the results that we want, that we need to do? What's the most important thing? What's the priority? And do that. And myself, I like to put a yoga nidra before I go to bed. So I just listen to that and simply relax and just snooze, go to bed, sleep, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, I like yoga nidra. It's really, really relaxing. I think in some forms of yoga nidra as well, I find they're good during the day. If I find that I got a bit of an energy slump or something like that, someone told me, and I wasn't sure, but I tried it, and it sort of gives me that little bit of energy boost. So I found that really interesting.
Ideally during the day is to have a 20 minutes power nap. So maybe the secret is to, like, let's just say around lunch you want to have a coffee or something. Have a coffee before you go to have this rest for 20 minutes if you want. And then by the time you wake up, you will be refreshed and you'll be good for another 4 hours at least.
Yeah,
it's like this rejuvenation for 20 minutes. And you can just simply stay with your eyes closed for 20 minutes, like a meditative state. You don't necessarily have to fall asleep as such.
Yeah, it's just sort of like just giving yourself a place of stillness.
Yes.
Yeah.
A place of stillness, and be present to take a breath and simply be. It's not like, some people they may not have a space, but you can go to in the car and just put your alarm like 25 minutes or half an hour and just sit there, because usually it takes about at least 10 minutes to fall asleep if we were to like really have a nap, and then only have a nap for 20 minutes, no more. Otherwise we start the sleeping cycle, and it's if it's not 20 minutes, gotta let it run for an hour and a half.
Yeah, so get through the whole cycle. Otherwise we can end up groggy, can't we, or even feeling worse.
Yeah, totally. Yes.
So what do you do when you get up in the morning? Do you have a morning routine as well?
Yes. First of all, I have a glass of water. So I have a glass of water next to me, and the first thing that I do, I will drink a glass of water, and then I meditate. I don't exercise in the morning. I exercise in the evening after I finish my things. I usually go for a walk with my sister for an hour. So I do about 5.5, 6 Ks. And sometimes I do like intermittent, like a bit of running and walking. So that's my exercise. I do yoga, and I do some specific breathing techniques. It all depends on the day, and it's like I do like the inner engineering from Sadhguru. It's a 20 minutes
Oh yeah.
sequence.
Okay.
So yeah,
Have you been on his course?
yes.
I'll have to speak to you about that. After looking into
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah, it's really and some days I will just do a 10 minutes meditation. Some days I will do the Wim Hof breathing.
Yep.
2 runs, sometimes 1 run. So it depends how I really feel, but it has to be a meditation and some breathing, definitely. And I don't have a tendency to eat first thing in the morning, so most times I'll do like intermittent fasting. So I will, yeah, and now I think I've got quite a few months that I let go of the coffee as well. So coffee was my regular thing, and it's like I'm not even having coffee either. So and I feel really good about it. Very rarely I will have a coffee here and there. Like it's not something that I drink on a regular basis.
Okay.
So I usually go for herbal tea, either chamomile or peppermint, or so
yeah, I love chamomile tea, but I find that if I drink it during the day, it does want me to sleep. You know, it's sort of I get too relaxed with it. Yeah.
No,
So that's more of an
drink it
evening.
like instead of water.
Yeah.
Like that's my way of knowing how much water I drink, having cups of teas left, right, and center. So that's my water intake. Just really, really good.
That is
And
good.
I
Yeah.
will take different what do you call I can't believe this. Vitamins.
Oh yeah. Okay. The
I'm
supplements.
like,
Yeah.
what am I taking? Vitamins. So yeah, I will take all the vitamin D, zincs, multivitamins, B vitamins, so as well as C, and yeah, and magnesium. So yeah,
Okay.
that's what I usually do. And journaling before I go to bed as well as in the morning.
So I suppose because you've gone to bed and you've already put 3 things in mind that you're going to work on in the next day, then you're clear when you get up as to what the plan of the day is going to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, I usually look at the goals and put myself in a state of gratitude and simply visualize myself like I'm already there, like I'm achieving that, like in a way, feeling the feeling of being there already.
Yeah, beautiful. So you're already embodying the result that you want to have.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that another is that part of the real secret of high performance?
In a way, yes. Because every single, I think, most of the Olympians, most of the high performing athletes, they all visualize their performance and what they do step by step by step by step. And usually the training is like building one part of the routine at the time. Like you don't start with the whole lot at once. Like start with doing 1 minute of exercise, like putting yourself and they are organizing your environment, so your environment also helps you build habits that are going to be sustainable. Is no point. And I've done this myself in the past. I attempted to overdo it and it didn't work, and it felt like I was taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards at times. I think the secret is to, whatever we decide to do, to pair it with something that we were already doing. So we already have a cue. Like if you brush your teeth, you're doing that every day. So after you finish or before you do it, then you can do your breathing technique or do your meditation or whatever it is, or shower. And which order are we doing things? And we can pair that. That's the.
So is that what they call habit stacking?
That's the habit stacking, yes. Stacking the habits, because that's easier, because you already have the cue, it's there, and or some people say it's trigger. So you gotta have a trigger to really go and do your behavior. What are you going to do next at the end of the day?
Yeah, because I can totally resonate for myself with what you said earlier, that, how you start your day is generally how the day is going to go.
Yeah.
So, like today, my day didn't start very productively. So therefore it's been I'd say a relaxing day for me today, one where I've just, chosen to take time out. Yeah.
And that's okay as well, as long as, because we do need rest and recovery as well. So it's not like you gotta be all on all the time and being really productive. It's important to take time out as well to rest and recover and to give ourselves that space to be able to do it. And if we've got days, the secret is to pay attention to where are your energy level during the day. Where are you at? Where are you performing your best? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon and the evening? Because everyone, all of us, have their period of time during the day where we feel our best and we perform the best, when we feel like we are really in the flow. And it's like everything's running really smoothly. So if we can pay attention when we got those time, then it's even better, because you can do your most productive work. Usually, ideally is to do the hardest. It's like eat that frog.
Oh yes, I've read the book.
Eat that frog. So the idea with eat that frog is to do the thing that you don't like doing first thing in the morning, and get it over and done with within the first 90 minutes of your working day. So but like the first 90 minutes when you wake up is to prepare yourself, to set yourself up for success. And then when you start working, then do what you dislike the most, do that first.
Yeah, because I know that, the first 90 minutes, I mean, I've been, I'm sure you have as well, to like, the Tony Robbins events and different things. And he's a big believer in the power hour, and your power stance and the music and the movement. And yes, I could see it does work, but I don't think it's for everyone.
I don't think it's for everyone either, and it has to be sustainable, and it doesn't have to be 90 minutes. If you have 20 minutes, then you start with 20 minutes. It doesn't have, then you can build yourself to 90 minutes, because this is like long term. And for someone that hasn't done it, is no point in starting and doing something like this, because then you're setting yourself up to fail. You're not setting yourself up to succeed. Ideally is to start with 1 minute, start with 2 minutes, start with 5, start with 10, whatever time you've got. But if it's something important, I think we make time for the things that are important to us. So when we want to shift something, it's important to really make it a priority and schedule time for ourselves before anyone else will wake up in the house, or the children start crying, and whatever's going on for each of us at the end of the day. I mean, I'm past that stage. So my children are older, so I'm a different stage in my life, so I can do any of that. So I've got plenty of time. I don't have to take anyone to school or anything like that. So it doesn't mean that anyone can do this.
That's right, because even if you are a busy mom, you know,
Yeah.
and you're running around in the morning getting breakfast and everything ready, you can do 5 minutes while you're in the shower.
Yeah.
You know, you can find a point in time there where you can make a start, really, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
hey?
Or
Yeah.
wake up 10 minutes earlier and have 10 minutes for yourself, only for you.
Yeah.
And do whatever you want in that 10 minutes. Do 2 minutes some breathing exercises. Do 2 minutes journaling. Do 2 minutes really putting yourself in a state of gratitude and being present, that you're grateful, you're healthy, you're alive, you well, or whatever it is for each of us, and what you're looking forward to the day, to set that intention, to be intentional. I think that's the secret, to be intentional and to have something to look forward to have something that's going to drive us forward, to want to really perform at our best at the end of the day.
So that is the real secret. The real secret is being intentional.
Being intentional and to have a vision. Where do we see ourselves in 5, 10, 15, 20 years time? What do we want to be remembered, and to make the decisions as like from our future self, not from, because our current self, as human beings, everyone's really lazy. We are really lazy. We are not keen to do anything. So my current self, I wouldn't want to wake up and go for a walk and stuff, because I wouldn't want to do it. But if I put my clothes out, if I've got my shoes ready, and the cue is when I see my shoes there, then I will put the shoes on and I'll go.
Yeah.
You know, to
I used to do that with my morning alarm. Actually, my morning alarm would have it was one on my phone. It was on an app, and it would speak to me. And for years, it was always just read out the time. You know, good morning, it's such and such a time.
That's
and
nice.
then I changed it to say, good morning, Faye, slippers or sneakers.
That's nice.
And it was amazing, because that was a memory or a question for me to ask myself, okay, am I going to be lazy and put the slippers on, or am I going to put the sneakers on, or am I going for a walk? You know, and maybe I perhaps should do that again for a while, because I've lost a little bit of that morning walking habit that I used to have. So that's probably something, a cue that I'll take away from our chat tonight and re-implement.
I think the other secret is to have something visual, like to have a calendar on and to cross it out. And when ideally is when we get to like 7, 8, 9 days, when we have quite a few days in the row that we've done it, so we cross it off that we've done it, then most likely it's going to be an incentive to keep that up, not to break the cycle. And a habit will be formed anyway between 21 to average is 66 days, and it can take up to 264 days or something to build a habit. It all depends what it is.
Yeah.
Or if we want to break a habit as well, because then we can work on breaking a habit as well. So it all depends what it is and how ingrained is, if we want to break something within us, or what's the habit that we want to really introduce at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, the important thing is the behavior, to do it, not how much you do it, not for how long you do it. It's to do something for 1 minute, to have behavior for 1 minute to build it. Then slowly, most likely will build it up. It's like BJ Fogg really done a lot of research, and he explains this in his book Tiny Habits really, really clearly when it comes down to our behavior. And who's the other one? Dugan. He also done a lot of research into the habits and
Okay.
and behavior. So that's important to really get the environment to support us. And the other thing is, like with some habits, is to have accountability, to have someone that can really keep you accountable. And like you can have a friend that you say, hey, this is my 3 things for the day that I'm prepared to do, and you just send a SMS. The 3 things are done, and what's the 3 things for the following day? And you simply like checking in. You sending an SMS that have you done the 3 things for today, and what are the 3 things for tomorrow? That's all it is. It's not. It's like keeping in check with yourself. But the best accountability is being accountable with yourselves, because then you take self accountability, ownership, responsibility. And to build our self-esteem is to keep promises to ourselves, and that's how we build really self-esteem and self-confidence, and to really do what we say, and
not say, not do as I do what I say, not just as I do, and in some ways, isn't it? Because I think when we sort of can be true to ourselves, you know, and take our own medicine, I call it, in some ways, you know, because it's not just what I say to all sorts of other people, as my clients, you know, do certain things and strategies, put things in place to really help them. And then sometimes I catch myself, actually, I'm not doing that myself, and that's where I'm lacking now, you know, so I have to, and that's a good reminder, you know, to bring myself back and to implement those strategies again.
Also, because I think long term, this system, this structure is going to sustain us. And like with what's going on around the world, having a daily practice that you can rely on every single day, that's going to keep you in check. So you're not going to feel like, what the heck is going on? There is so much chaos. You've got something that grounds you, that keeps you really present to what's going on, to be able to be there. And it's something that this doesn't depend on anyone else. It's you, it's individual, and whatever it is for you at the end of the day, that's what it is.
And I agree, and I think that's the ultimate place to get to, where you can be your own accountability buddy. But you know, in the interim, in order to get there, like you said before, having a friend or a loved one, someone that you can check in with, and to help keep you accountable while you're building the habits and building the resilience, is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, definitely. Or like I'm going for a walk with my sister, so or have someone that you can tag along if it's an exercise routine that you want to build up. It depends what it is at the end of the day. Or you can put an alarm on your phone. Hey, that's a reminder. An hour before you go to bed, then hey, this is the time that you gotta really calm down and get yourself in the routine and do whatever you want to do. Either read a few pages, meditate.
All my devices go into good night mode, you know, about an hour at least before I go to bed, and you know, don't switch back on again till probably an hour after I get up. You know, so at least then that gives me time without the screens or without, like, say, the blue lights and things. Which I think
totally.
is
The blue light is ideally is to switch it off, and I think some TV you can put, they've got filters or something.
I think
I myself glasses, so I put filter on my glasses, so it's there, and definitely. So having I would say a daily practice, either in the morning or in the evening, and even during the day, like simply to bring ourselves back to our breath, to be present. Like when I'm driving, if I stop at the lights, or even when I'm driving, to become more conscious of what's going on.
Yeah, beautiful.
Be there, like when you do the dishes or when you cooking. It's okay to simply be there and pay attention to our breath.
Yeah, love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us tonight, Mariana. I believe that what you shared with us is will benefit a lot of people, you know, and I think some people are still struggling, you know, at times to establish good, healthy routines.
The other thing is to celebrate when you do it. Yeah, and it is challenging sometimes, but not to make ourselves wrong.
Yeah.
To be okay when we stumble, when we not necessarily do what we know that we meant to do and we don't do it. To really bring compassion to ourselves and be kind to ourselves, and to say it, acknowledge it, and say it for what it is, and not to make ourselves wrong. Because you wouldn't do that to your friend, would you?
No, that's right.
We're often doing it to ourselves.
We're often our own harshest critic, aren't we? And
Yeah.
I think that's very true. So,
like, we gotta befriend that side of us, because at the end of the day, that side of us kept us safe until now. So to acknowledge that, and to take that side, and to remind that side of us that, hey, I've got this, and it's okay that sometimes I'm not up to scratch, or I didn't keep my promise. It's okay just to be really kind and nice to ourselves. I think that's really, and to celebrate our wins. I think most people are not really celebrating. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, really celebrate, like, woohoo.
yeah.
I've done it. Really, this is really essential to be able to create long-lasting habits. Because habits are created also through emotions as well, and when we can associate high emotions with the habit, and to celebrate those wins, it's like, yes, I want to do it. I want to do more. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, definitely.
Gorgeous. Well, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you'd like to leave us with? I mean, again, feel free to drop in the comments below the live any either freebies that you have to give away, or a way for other viewers to connect with you.
I leave the 9 key to your ultimate potential, to discover your ultimate potential. I'll put that in the comments.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Now, I would say definitely for if someone wants to change something, either to let go of a habit or to implement a habit, is to start small. Start small and set yourself up for success. Prepare even the environment or the clothes if it's an exercise, or if it's something to do with eating, or changing, drinking an extra glass of water a day. Like, put the glass there to be a reminder, hey, I gotta drink more water. So, and start small and be kind to yourself.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, well, thank you so much, Mariana, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'm look forward to chatting to you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay.